Viven en un country. Andan en BMW para arriba. Los fines de semana se cogen a las mejores minas. Morfan bien todos los días. El día anterior al partido durmieron tranquilamente en un hotel 5 estrellas y se rascaron la verga durante 24 horas sin hacer nada, jugando al ping-pong y al pool y a la play. Juegan al fútbol todos los días de su vida. Los botines, $6.000, $5.000, no sé cuánto salen, ponele 3.000 mangos, 4.000 mangos, están vendados por un kinesiólogo. Están bien comidos, están bien entrenados. Las medias, que son las que no te cortan la circulación, los pantaloncitos, que son los de los huevos, que no te raspan los huevos, la camiseta te estira la espalda, es la que no transpira, que sale 800 pesos, no sé cuánto sale una camiseta para jugar al fútbol. La pelota es perfecta, perfecta, 120 euros, inflada con un barómetro a 8 bares, la cancha no tiene un solo pozo, el arco tiene 7 metros 20 por 2,40. Te aplauden cuando salís a la cancha. La concha de tu madre, no sabés parar una pelota. Le vas a pagar al arco y la tira.
Bonito como se riega y la verdolaga por el suelo. Ay, cómo se riega.
Listen, there were some legendary games. Legendary games. Always like that Sierra me. This shout out cover. Ayo, that was some legendary shit right there, people. Big up, man. Listen, hey, today Arsenal, Man United. Listen, it's the game that I was telling this to Matty, by the way. Big up to him. I was like, the first game I look at is Man United. When we get the calendar, the first game I look at is Man United. Because of obviously the live rivalry, and when we were kids, it was kind of like Man United were doing their thing. We was doing ours, but like Man United won more. Let's be honest here. Man United won more. Then it's Tottenham, then it's Chelsea. Listen, man, big game. But first of all, we got the starting lineup. I'm saying we got a three at the back. Me and my friend Views and BBK. You know what I'm saying? And then we've got Gianni on the right. We've got Dr. Seymour in the middle. He's going to be our Odegaard. And Jamboy on the left.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Sorry. He's going to be all right. He's going to be all right.
Any other midfielder that we've had in the last 25 years, and you're gonna go with that schmuck. Oh, I'll remember that, Rashid, brother. That's absolutely wild work. I apologize. That's wild.
100%. And we've got up top today, Manny. Manny's going to be our striker, our Gyökeres, our Havertz, our Gabriel Jesus, all in one. That was there. Big up, man. Big up to the chat as well.
Yeah, and let me just say right now that unlike Dr. Seymour, I am not in the league of those players you've mentioned. And I tell you what, it's people like me who will put the false in false 9.
Okay. I hear that. Big up to everyone that's locked in as well. Big up Jalil, big up Binks, Mr. Pads as well. Jalil was saying Brentford are losing to Chelsea.
No, that's Crystal Palace losing to Chelsea.
Crystal Palace, yeah, I think it was, Nottingham Forest to Brentford, then Newcastle are losing to Aston Villa. Big game. We have to win now. City and Aston Villa both are winning as things stand. So we have to win. But Views, how are you doing today, bro? First of all, that's the main thing. How are you doing today?
Yeah, all good. I don't think we're gonna lose. But I feel like Arteta is gonna respect the institution too much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he always does. So I think it'll be a tight game. I have said 2-1 Arsenal, but if it's a draw, I won't be surprised. I don't think we're going to lose, though. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you're subscribing. Big up to everyone on the panel. Yeah, man. Hope everyone's good. So, yeah, man. Hopefully we see some good football today, man. That's what I want to see. I want us to give me a performance where I can believe in them. Even if we batter Man United, it's not a statement today. A statement would have been battering Liverpool when we could actually increase our lead. Today, we can't increase our lead. We can only match what it was. Yeah, so that's why I'm looking at it like that. I still want to batter them, but it's not like, oh, it's definitely our league. We're just right back to where we was since the end of November. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Liverpool, Forest, they were the games. That would have been a statement because we actually increased the points. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at, man. I don't think we're going to lose, though. So there's a lot of Man United fans getting mad. I'll shut up in a second. It's one game. Let's see if we can go for 2, 3, 4, maybe even get to 5 games before we start acting like they're back. But they always got this little judge with us anyway. We either kind of, you know, fall to their level or they raise to ours. So I think Arteta's going to respect them and it will be a tight game.
Nah, it's facts, bro, facts. BBK, how are we feeling today? We feeling positive?
I'm feeling like Arteta needs to show that video in the dressing room that we just watched. You know, he needs to play that. No team talk, no huddle, no North London forever. Just play that.
Mm-hmm.
Play that.
Fact.
Yeah, these ones, I don't think they've beaten us at the Emirates in the league since like 2017 or 18. It's been a while.
2017, you're right.
2017, right? Yeah. That was Mourinho. Right? That was Mourinho and Wenger.
But I mean, a draw is a loss, BBK. Let's be honest here. Not to cut you
but that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we lose the game, but the result that we would all want, you know, my heart says a 2-0, but you know, my head is saying something completely different. Not because I don't think we're better than United. I think if we actually play football, give me the team that the media is talking about that went to the San Siro, made 5 changes, and made light work of last year's Champions League finalists. Right? Let's play like the team that did that to this bunch, and then I think a message can be sent to we may have stumbled against Liverpool and Forest, but the United that's supposedly back are coming to the carpet. We haven't lost that deal. Don't start now. But we have to score a goal today, bro. We can't go 3 games scoreless. The chat geeks in the chat could probably tell us the last time we played 3 full games of football and not scored a goal. But we have to score a goal today, and we must score first. I think if we score first, you'll see another boring see out the game type of deal. But for some reason, if they score first, you would actually see us come out our shell and actually play some football. But we can't lose this game today. We must score. You know, I reserve my prediction for later because it's not the most positive one. But I don't think we lose the game today. Damn, Chelsea just scored.
100%. Listen, if you're talking about scoring, I mean, we've got set pieces, right? Big up to the set piece coach, my friend. I hope you see this video. You know, you reach out. I've got Insta, YouTube. You know, my email's there as well. Anytime you want to reach out to me, bro, I'll make you some bread. Sharp man. I'll be professional. I wouldn't speak this kind of English. But big up to Gianni, bro. What are you saying, bro? What are you saying today?
We better smack the shit out of Manchester United today is what I'm saying. This is a rivalry game. It's a rivalry game. I don't care about Michael Carrick. I don't care about somebody from the past, from the Fergie days coming. This is a rivalry game, and we need to set the tone for the rest of the season. We should be beating these idiots 3-1. I don't care about Brian Mbeumo playing as a striker like he did last week and how they broke against Manchester City. Don't care about any of that. We need to set the game. What we should have done against Forest and Liverpool is what we need to now do today. We need to send a message that this is our league and we're not giving it up, because the longer we go on, like as Terrence said, if we don't score in 3 straight games, the cracks are going to start showing that this team may not be willing to go on to win the league. So we need to set a marker down today and win.
100%. Big up Danny React. Big up Prom. It's been a long time, bro. Mr. Pads as well. Big up to everyone that's locked in with us. Big up Lynch. You know, big up Ryan as well. Ryan Reese saying 4 points, hence why I wanted to beat Liverpool and Forest. Now the pressure back on us.
Yep.
Listen, man, that's the story of the Arsenal, bro. Dr. Seymour, how we feeling today, man? How we feeling?
Man, well, On a personal note, I am still hungover as shit for this weekend. I mean, I've been like pretending I was like a little fish in an aquarium because I've just been doing nothing, just drowning in lick. But how am I feeling about today? I mean, I think I can just mirror exactly what Gianni has said. We have to be smacking the literal shit out of this team. Just for the fact alone that this is a very traditional rivalry that has been diluted over time just due to a lack of waning quality in both sides. And again, Rashid, we are presented with an inflection point for this manager and for this squad to show that we can let off the handbrake. We are now only 4 points ahead. We know what kind of we know that kind of cushion is nothing but false sense of security. We need to be going out there. We need to show that we have the capacity to get over games like this that I think this manager tends to psych himself out and to try and ultimately like prove how much of a genius he is. Like, it's very simple. Like, we have the players. We just have to make sure that they are oriented to play as effectively as they had in various matches across the season, whether it was against Bayern, whether it was like that second half against Villa, whether it was against Atletico Madrid. We know that this squad can play this way. It's a matter of doing it consistently over a span of 90 minutes over consecutive games. So that's what I'm really hoping for. And I swear down, they better not mash up this weekend.
You better not, bro. Jamboy, you got the Arsenal shirt today. Are we feeling positive? You usually positive when you wear the Arsenal shirt.
Look, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I agree with all the lads. I agree with everyone. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Handbrake off, we win today. Handbrake on, we don't win today. I'm sick of saying the same stuff over and over again in big games where we can capitalise. We ain't going to capitalise this weekend because they've played before us and gained 3 points on us. We need to win to maintain the 7 points. It's a pressure moment. The Inter Milan game in midweek, it's different when we play in Champions League because I don't think teams low block us. They allow us to play. Premier League, it's different. We seem to have stumbling blocks in the Premier League. And I just don't trust this manager to do what's necessary at the right moments. I think he just goes into a shell and plays the opponent rather than playing what we need to do. But yeah, I'm not majorly confident. I do think if we attack them, we win this game. I think we win it comfortably. If we don't, I don't think we win today. It's the same old shit every time. So
wait. If we don't, you don't think that we're going to win the league? Is that what you said?
No, this game. If we play like we did against Man City and Liverpool twice, and Chelsea with 10 men, we won't win this game today. We won't win. If we go out and attack them like we did at against Inter, we will beat them.
100%. It is. Big up Binks as well. Big up Binks. Odegaard starting would be a minus already. Big up Vince, man. Big up.
He's starting. All right.
He's starting 100%. Yeah, but we'll get into that afterwards. Manny, our striker, our Gyökeres. What are you telling me? How are you feeling today?
Well, hopefully the real Gyökeres will have better luck than me if he starts today. And I'd like to think that after that cracker of a goal he scored against Inter, that maybe he'll get some confidence back. And it looks as though it's been confirmed. And I think, whoever said it called it. But good to see Hinchapi at left back. I'm quite happy. We don't really now. At least we can play Timber at right back. Everything's comfortable. And Jesus starting is a bit of a surprise. So no Gyökeres, but maybe Gyökeres will come on and be a bit of a battering ram. I was one of those people who predicted that we would have a 2-1 win. And, I hear people talking about statement wins and so forth. Us winning is a statement more than anything else. Because now with City winning and Aston Villa still ahead 1-0, and I'm sorry for continuing to crane back my head, the gap is now reduced to 4 points again. So a loss would be disastrous, although I don't think that would happen. A draw would definitely not be better. And this is one of those games where a draw would feel like a loss. And the worst part is that if you take a look at the seasons where we failed to win the league, you know, we'd have some losses at poor times that we think to ourselves, that's okay. We'll brush it off. On to the next one. Things are going to be fine and we'll be okay. And then before you know it, the draws and the losses start to pile up. Mm-hmm. You know, we start falling a bit further behind. And by the time we suddenly have some sense kicked into us, it's far too late. And Villa very nearly doubling their lead there. I think that was a big save from Nick Pope. But all we can do is just make sure that we continue to do what we're doing and make sure that we control what we can control. And I still think that we have more than enough about us to eke out a 2-1 win. So I'm not looking for necessarily statement wins, but, you know, whenever we started on the front foot, we've always, you know, done quite well. And I believe when we, just taking a look at that again. Yeah, big save from the keeper. Whenever we started on the front foot and been aggressive, we've gone on to take the lead. And we've done that consistently in Europe. So now we have to start doing that a lot more in the Premier League. And I think it was, you know, Jamboy who said it perfectly. If you keep your handbrake on, we're not winning this game, but just release the handbrake and, you know, you can win. And you only need to take a look at the Bournemouth game. And Bournemouth, of course, proved that beating Liverpool isn't for everyone. They did sort of go into a bit of a shell after securing a 2-1 halftime lead, and they ended up conceding from Dominic Szoboszlai. But then Iriola said, you know what, I've got to bring on some subs and try and, you know, go for a win. And they were rewarded, I should say. Bad enunciation there. So it just goes to show that he who dares wins. Is Arteta brave enough to dare? That's going to be the question that will be answered today. And if he dares, he wins. But if he doesn't dare, you know the story.
We don't.
2-1 to the Arsenal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why am I muted? Why am I muted? Sorry, apologies, people. Normski has some difficulties. He's been facing some technical difficulties down there. Our second striker, our Marino. He's our Marino, you know. Listen.
No. If I'm Gyökeres, he's Jesus. Do not disrespect him by calling him Marino. No,
Marino's a good striker, people. What are we talking about? Marino's better than Havertz. You know, people don't. Marino is better than Havertz up front.
Bro, Curtis Shaw is better than Havertz up front. I mean, like...
Speaking of Curtis.
Yeah, we do not discuss number 29. I will never forgive that idiot after the FA Cup last year.
100%, man. Norms, how are we feeling? Hello? We can't hear you.
You muted, Norms.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear now.
Perfect.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just kind of doing my homeless duties thing, so it's kind of like
big up, man.
If I have to turn off my camera every now and again, I have to. So, yeah, I've just seen the team news. Jesus starting up front.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of got mixed feelings about that, but listen, it is what it is. Under a little bit of pressure now that Man City, Aston Villa, I think, winning at the moment 1-0. So we've got two teams breathing down the back of our necks. We got to go and do this now. We've been given 2 opportunities to go 11 points clear, and we've basically messed that up. So today is a massive game. We can't take Man United for granted. With Carrick in there, they're gonna probably try and hit us on the. Let us have the ball. Probably try and hit us on the transition. They've got quick players in terms of Ahmad, Mbemo, and all that.
Techie too.
So we just got to be careful. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm in a bit of a bad area, so yeah.
Okay. Norms, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I can. Brilliant, man. No, 100%. Well put, man. Listen, I just want to get you guys' thoughts about the Inter Milan game. Just go through, the whole team and just give us a little opinion about the Inter Milan game. Views. How do you feel about the Inter Milan game, bro? Was you happy with the performance? Did we really dominate Inter Milan?
Now, we was got at, man. I weren't comfortable in that game whatsoever. There was players on the pitch that shouldn't have been. Players on, players on the bench that shouldn't have been, and so I was kind of pissed off with that game. To be fair, it was a win. We won. Who cares? Anytime we play any of these teams in the league stage, who cares? Let's talk about it when we play them in the knockout stage. Yeah. What we do know is after Bodo Glimt against Man City, we were going to finish top 2 regardless. We didn't even have to kick a ball. So why on earth is Saka getting 90 minutes? Odegaard's on the bench. I'll tell you why, because we knew he's going to start today. I'm fuming, guys. I'm absolutely fuming. What do you mean, Jesus? Are you taking the piss? Are you taking the fucking piss? You've got rid of Ethan Wan yet? Bro, this guy, I'm actually fuming. I'm sorry. This and sorry to disagree with the rest of the panel, but this ain't a statement game. This only brings us back to 7 points. It would have been statement against Forest and Liverpool. That was the time for statements. Now it's just the time to hang in there and let's hope we can go back to 7 points. Because otherwise, if we don't win or we draw, we've dropped 2 points, right? Or 3. I don't mean to be, but my head is just gone, guys. Honestly, what is the fucking matter with this guy? We spent over 100 million to bring players here to be the backups to the people that couldn't win for us last year. Are we being serious here? But I'm the negative one. Me. Wow.
I mean, it's like, I think to your point, like I think like this whole like statement win like perspective, like I guess like is descendant of the rivalry that we have had with United, and every time that we are presented ourselves with an opportunity. Overall, I do agree like with your point. Like we have dropped considerable points like over the season, and now we are left ruining that decision and and those results that we have to ultimately keep this buffer going. Otherwise, both City and Villa are right back in it. But no, I feel the frustration, man. I think maybe the statement word is just a bit off-putting in the sense, but it's providing us another opportunity, or rather this manager was given another opportunity to show that to demonstrate some type of lucidity, some type of composure, if you will, being able to play our best 11 and just take them to the cleaners. But he's too much of a spineless, sackless little eunuch.
100%, bro. BBK. How do you feel about that Inter Milan game, bro? Did we really, like I said, copy and paste? Did we really dominate them?
Nah, I appreciated not full rotation, but some of the rotation in the squad. I appreciate Gabriel getting the rest in that game. The biggest takeaway that I take from the Inter Milan game is that we scored in 10 minutes because we were moving the ball quickly. That's how we scored and opened them up, because we were moving the ball. Look at the first goal and how quickly the ball moved when it's played into Eze, plays it into Jesus, to Marino. The ball was moving so quickly, it freaked Eze out. And then Timber with the shot, and then Jesus was the only one to react to it. The ball was moving quickly versus how we play in the Prem when it's slow build up. We're going to control the passing. We're going to get down to the right side. We're going to give the ball to Bukayo. He's going to do his thing, and we're going to try to unlock you from a controlled posture. That's what we're going to see today. It's going to be chalk and cheese between what we saw during the week and what we see today. So that's the biggest thing. I don't know what is it about. I know that the European thing and teams don't play. If you move the ball quickly against any team, there's no defense for the perfect pass. So Forest they could be as organized as they want to be. Liverpool could have been as organized as they want to be. They were organized yesterday. They still conceded 3 goals against Bournemouth. It's us. We're on track to score less than 70 goals this year, bro. The lowest amount of goals ever scored in a Premier League winning side was 68 by Leicester. We're right there. That's where we're projected. So our attack is slow and it's janky. Chalk and cheese versus Inter versus what we're going to see today. And the Inter game, Saka get 90 minutes. What's the point? I've been asking what's the point of Norgard and shit, but what's the point of Madueke if Saka's going to get 90 minutes against we're comfortably ahead in the game? You know what I mean? And yeah, it's a couple of takeaways from that. Gyökeres is on the run, tries to play Saka in. Saka, you could probably take a nugget from that, my little friend. When the striker's in, you play him in the same way he played you in. Now the football guys would have it. The ball fell perfectly to him after he tried to pass you and play you in, and then he scored a good goal and shit. But
how about that Martinelli touch? We're not talking about it enough. The pass.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, Martinelli is normally on the receiving end of that pass.
Did you know he had?
When you like to receive the ball a certain way, you deliver it a certain way, huh?
Did you know that Martinelli had that in his locker room?
Yeah, but I'm saying he's normally on the receiving end of those passes. So when you like to receive the ball a certain way, you know how to play it. Because
Facts.
Martinelli knows that he needs 2-3 touches to get it under control. So does Gyökeres.
Yeah, but
So
Martinelli, we
played
don't
it in-
usually see like these little passes where like, because there were so many chances throughout any games that he plays where you can play that pass. I've never seen it. Why? I know that the pressure's off. First of all, the pressure's off. We're through anyway in the Champions League. We're playing against Inter Milan. Basically, the pressure's on them. Us, we didn't have any pressure. We were just playing football. So Martinelli's been in so many situations where if he played that pass, we would have went straight clean through. And a player like Gyökeres is gonna find that. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna find that ball. You get me? So did you know that he had that in his locker room? Do you think maybe Arteta's holding him back?
Martinelli has a lot in his locker when he doesn't have to think.
Mm-hmm.
When he can just
100%.
instinctively play a pass, he can do that. He can do this type of stuff. But when he has to actually think about what they went over during the week during practice and how the manager wants him to play, then he looks like a complete dud. Because then you're thinking instead of reacting and instinctively free-flowing football.
Yeah, ask him to do it 10 times in a row and see how many he actually executes.
Yeah, good. That's a great point.
Wait, Views, you think it's a fluke? It was a fluke.
Bro, it's a moment. What else did he do in the game, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, man. I ain't got time for empathy. I ain't got time for it's not RSPC Arsenal, it's not the College of Northwest Arsenal. I ain't got time for it, bro. Yeah, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like all I'm saying, bro, is ask him to do it 10 times and let's see how many times he executes it. That's it.
100%, man.
I'm on
Big up Views, man. Big up Views. Ruthless with it. But actual, big up Danny. Danny's saying we never try a formation change or even mid-game. Don't try it. Play 2 up front. Don't try it. Attacking midfielder, then 2 defensive ones. We never try anything.
Start today. We all knew. I was on my channel saying I'll bet anyone a pinky note 50 right now. Anybody. He's gonna start today. That's why I'm so fuming. Why does he get leeway like that? And then you're coming out talking about Eze's attitude in training. He might have to sit down for. Why is it? What's going on? What's going on? And BBK was just talking about how quick he was playing against. Yeah, because he was on the bench.
Yep.
So then he comes straight into this game. Like, this is what's blowing my mind. This is what just makes me get so angry because this team, I could have told you. And I was even, Shane was saying, nah, Gyökeres ain't going to start. I was trying to give him some credit. Nah, Gyökeres will start, but the rest of the team will be how they are. I'm sorry to just come in, just talking about this, but that's what I'm trying to say. Danny's saying the same thing. Why is it that it's so predictable every flipping time? There's no backbone. No backbone. Odegaard can do whatever. Stink out the place. You're definitely going to start the next game. But other players, score a brace, get a hat trick, do anything positive, you get punished for it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, my head's gone, man. My head is gone, bro. I swear.
It is what it is, right? Jamboy, what are you telling me? What are you telling me about the Inter Milan game? You enjoy it?
Coward, man.
If I was to singular that one game, what I did like about it is the way we attacked them straight off. That's what we need to do today. I get what Views is saying. I mean, Odegaard's attitude in training might be good. I don't care. If he's not performing on the pitch, he's got an old bench. If your attitude's shit in training, but you're performing on the pitch, that's what matters. So I don't know why Odegaard keeps getting played. He's dropping stink week after week. He's weak. He's got no winning mentality. He hides. I'm sick of him as well. But I knew he was going to start today. And I mean, he's put Wanyeri out on loan when he should really have been playing in this team over even Saka, Madueke, even Odegaard. I mean, you could pick an handful of players that should have been benched for Wanyeri to have a shot. But because he's young, it's the easy option. It's the easy option to say, look, Ethan, you're not playing. He signed a new deal, so he's secure, and he's chucked him out on loan. Now, I hope he does really well while he's away on loan. Again, people are going to say it's because he's in French league and whatever. But yeah, it's crazy. You're weakening the squad.
Yep.
Unless he's got someone in mind to come in that's probably not going to play either, mind you. So what's the point in bringing someone in? But yeah, you know what I mean, I say the Inter Milan game was refreshing in a way because I liked the way we played that game. And again, the pressure was off. It was off. There was no pressure. If that's a knockout game away at Inter, we do not start that game like that.
Facts.
It's defensive. It's try and nick a draw, and we'll try and beat them at home. But I don't know. It's the same. You know, I'm getting bored of talking about Arsenal because I'm saying the same things over and over and over again. And why can't the manager see this? Because he's stubborn. He wants to prove himself right all the time. And Taron said it earlier about showing the squad, the Man United and Arsenal past games. He needs to look at them himself. He needs to look at him himself. Saka's playing 90 minutes. Why? Why is he bringing Gabriel on? Why is he bringing Rice on? They didn't need to come on. If Rice or Gabriel picks up a major injury and they're out for 3 months for a nothing game, we've already finished top. Effectively, we've finished top, even with a loss in that game, because we are going to beat Cairo at home. The only way we don't win the group stage, which is irrelevant anyway, is if Bayern catch us on goal difference. But I just don't get. I'm not sure about today. If we go out and play well, we can beat them. If he does his usual shit, it's going to be a frustrating. We might well still win the game, but it's going to be one of them like a win where you feel like you've drew or lost because you've come away furious in the tactics of the game. Make it easier for yourselves. Just go out there and deal with them.
100%.
Well said.
100%.
And Jambo, I like how you said that Arteta should look at himself because, you know, he was a player with us until 2016 from 2011, if memory serves me right. Yeah.
Well.
And so he has played his part in several of our worst defeats under Wenger against the likes of Liverpool and Manchester United. And the fact that he's now managing our team, one of the most overrated, unqualified players to ever wear the shirt or even be captain. I mean, you know, is there a meritocracy in football anymore?
So we're at home. We're at home today, and we're all talking as if he's going to lock up like we're away at Old Trafford. We should be dealing with these today. They've had one good game. I'll be honest with you, right? And I'll finish on this. Man United against Man City. That's the best I've seen Man United play for years.
Yeah, true.
For years. But it's one game. They've got up for it because it's a derby. Form goes out the window. It's back to Arsenal today. There might be a rivalry, but for Man United, their big rivals are Liverpool and Man City. Arsenal, I don't think United see Arsenal as rivals like we do them. I don't think they do.
Maybe they used to. Maybe they used to. They used to.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah, but not now. Not now. I don't think they do now because they're way down. They're falling off a cliff. United. It's not the same team. It's not the same culture at that club. But granted, they did play really, really well against Man City. I mean, they absolutely battered them. And fair play to them. But we need to put them back to earth, back down to earth today.
100%, man. Dr. Seymour, what's your thoughts on the Inter Milan game?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a good result in isolation. You know, like we know that European teams don't set up in a similar fashion to those domestically. And I mean, I think probably the greatest takeaway of it is that, you know, like we know the distinction over time between group stage games and knockout matches. You know, like I see a lot of people on social media taking, again, a lot of false sense of security from the fact that we have gone undefeated. We have an excellent record in the group stage, right? And credit where credit's due. That is good, but that does not mean or even necessarily imply that form is going to translate in the knockout stages, like when shit matters and when things are on the line. Because as of right now, and especially again, like to Vuse's point, and to everyone else's point that has been made here, like there was no pressure like for the Inter game the other day. You know, like rather like we had fielded a fairly strong lineup, like even that of itself, because this manager is absolutely determined beyond measure to go undefeated in the group stage, because because we know that is a statistic that all of his like little bum chums like can throw out into the internet ether. I want to talk a little bit about Odegaard, and I also want to talk about this squad as well. I mean, like much as Unk Views has already mentioned, you know, like we have been rather like it was so blatantly obvious, the writing was on the wall that Martin was going to start, and he is by far one of the worst attacking midfielders and captains that this club has ever had. Period, bar none. And we also know as well. And because I've been saying it until the cows have, rather the roosters have still not yet come home yet. If Ethan Nwaneri was given the same amount of game time last year, or even this year for that matter, it would be no more pillow foot. He would have been benched already if he had the same run of games that Lewis Skelly had last year. But we also know how arrogant this manager is and how much of a inferiority complex he has to try and prove that he has some type of value being a manager when he is nothing less than an actor portraying a manager. Because we know that just over the summer, Tony Adams had had spoke very publicly about this captain and ultimately saying that he is not good enough to wear the armband, as well as effectively not even being good enough to wear the badge itself. But Odegaard is very much a reflection of Mikel Arteta, both as a player for Arsenal as well as a manager of this club. Like Mikel Arteta, he had come into a time at this club where he had replaced Cesc Fabregas, a player who he could never get into the same room with, let alone shine his shoes.
Yes.
Simultaneously, Arteta has learned every poor and negative aspect of Wenger's managerial tenure, and he has since doubled down on that. Because if we recall back in 2013, 2014, we were top of the league through January. We were poised to have won our first league title. And then on February 1st, 2014, we got smacked around by Liverpool at Anfield 5-1. I'll never forget that match. I really won't, because that right there, that was the catalyst that sent the roller coaster back all the way down to the summit. And then in 2015-16, he could have possibly even have been captain at that point. That was the year that we had balled it to Leicester, where all the other teams had dropped off, and then we had also got complacent, a sentiment that has been so evident at this club for a long period of time, and we had seen 22-23 and 23-24 being near exact replications of Arteta's playing time at this club. And just as well, he continues to prove time and again that he is not learning from his mistakes. And now, all of his greatest fans, all of his, like most adorned rectal cavity enthusiasts are all out online saying that, give him time. He's still learning on the job. And I say in response, okay, when does he start learning on the job? Because he's still making the same fucking mistakes in phase 6 as he was in phase 1. You absolute bellends. I swear down.
As soon as he wins, they'll say he's learned now. If he does,
right.
Yeah.
There
that
you
will be
go.
the point.
And I can guarantee you, we will all be dead in the fucking ground before he wins.
And that Leicester season, Doctor, that Leicester season, we beat them away at home 2-1 and beat them 5-2 or 5-3 away. We beat them home and away. It was
Bav in the comments.
And it's still happening.
Yeah, Bav in the comments has just pointed out Gabriel Jesus scores 2 goals and you get to start because you scored goals. But when other players do,
Nonny.
Yeah. Different standards. Listen, it's pick and choose.
Yeah, we all know this manager has favorites, and and we also know that again, like going back to last summer as well, we all know that he didn't want Victim Gyökeres. We also know that he didn't want Eze. He wanted Benjamin Sesko. He wanted Nico Williams, and he was ready to die on that hill, just like how he's continuing to die on the 29 hill still to this day. And what he has been so adamant is trying to prove not only Berta wrong, but trying to wrest transfer activity control back from Berta, because Berta had ultimately overruled him on those two transfers. So his intention, because he is an arrogant narcissist, he would do everything to sabotage those two players to ensure that that he had the justification to bench them, so that he could bring in his favorites that have already proven not to be good enough to wear the badge or get us over the line. And yet we're still doing the same damn thing over and over again. And like it is like the literal definition of insanity. So again, I love to be proven wrong. I need to see us like win silverware this year. And I know this is going to be a very painful and arduous journey. But enjoy the journey, guys.
Exactly. Enjoy the journey. Speaking of journey, listen, Views has to have a journey right now. He's got a journey right now. Listen, Views, thank you for pulling up,
Views,
man.
Yeah, let me apologize to everyone as well, man. You know what? I'm a real human being. This is how much I love the club. I feel like this man is holding us back.
Love it.
No, I am. This everyone calls me negative. I want nothing. I want to win so badly, and I feel like you're messing it up, Arteta. Honestly, I want to win so much, and if we actually play good, we're better than all of these teams. Do you know what I'm saying? But here we go. We're seeing the teams like this come in, and I'm having all of my confidence knocked because this guy is doing Charlie's Angels with my football club. Do you know what I mean? Odegaard shouldn't be starting today. Shouldn't. Do you know?
Facts.
Do something different. I even try and come up with solutions for you. Drop your favorite Zubimendi, play Rice 6, Odegaard 8, Eze 10. Play Jesus on the left wing. Play Gyökeres up front. Do something different. I want to win. This. I want to win. So let me apologize to everyone in the chat, everyone on the panel. Do not think this is aimed at you. I'm a real person. This actually affects me. When we lose, I don't make excuses. I'm angry for days. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So
I apologize.
Get it, mate. Get it.
We win. And thank you for having me on again.
What's your prediction?
Cheers, Ben.
2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
That's because I love Arsenal, not because I'm confident. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. But anyway, thank you all of you, legends.
Big up, man. Take care. Take care. See you too.
Honestly,
Gianni,
bro.
what are you telling me about that Inter Milan game?
Good result as far as the final score, but I think we're misconflating a lot of things.
First, Gianni.
No, he's not.
No, I can hear him.
No, I can hear him.
It's playing up again.
Well,
let me jump in and jump out.
Go on.
So I think the 3-1 scoreline was very good. I agree with Taryn with what he said. The first goal, we actually looked pretty damn good as far as passing the ball quickly and moving the ball. However, this is one of the problems, and I think this is something that we're talking about Odegaard. You want to talk about how much protection Odegaard's got. He dropped Odegaard because he knew Odegaard was going to get marked by Barella, and Barella would have took him out of the game because Barella is a much better midfielder than Martin.
Ooh, night and day.
So let's start with that. Secondly, we went against an Inter Milan team that was not at full strength. For those that don't know, Petar Sucic is a 20-year-old Croatian midfielder that was just purchased from Dinamo Zagreb, and he made Mikel Merino look like an idiot. And Mikel Merino would be a stud. So let's stop with all that nonsense, number one. Number two, the man who would have been against Gabriel Martinelli was not playing, and Denzel Dumfries. He's been hurt. And Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who's one of the best number 6s in Europe, was injured. And for some reason, Kivu went with the same bullshit that Inzaghi went with Inter last year, and they put a number 10 in Piotr Zielinski to play a defensive midfielder. So the fact that we beat them 3-1 should actually be looked at as a mandatory score line when you look at the way that he set the team up, number one. Number two, the score line should have been even more because the two quote-unquote stars, Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez, looked like absolute garbage. When the two young kids got put on, Yohan Boni and Pio Esposito, they made us look bad. Had Esposito hit that goal where he took it off the chest and turned and shot it and just sent it wide because he beat Raya when he shot it over Mosquera, he puts that ball in. It's a whole different game. Because when them two guys came in, Inter had about a 20-minute run of dominating possession and looking like they could have got us. Now, thankfully, we got the goal to go up ahead of them to where we put it away. But that scoreline is a little bit deceiving when we break down what happened in that game. So for me, one, like everybody said here, Odegaard's being protected. Again, we're dropping him against a world of now at nowadays level, a world-class midfielder in Nicolo Barella, because Barella would have pocketed Odegaard. We all know this. We all know this from last year's game when we lost 1-0 to Inter in the group stage, in the league stage. Odegaard was nowhere to be seen when Barella threw the padlock on him and threw the keys away. So for me, at the end of the day, I think we need to straighten up. Like what Views and everybody else has said, I want to see us just go to this formation change and strictly 4-2-3-1. There's no point of holding Odegaard back as this wannabe deep in lying playmaker, whatever bullshit description we're going to give for him. The guy's not supposed to be there. Again, I say this all the time. 2 years ago, Odegaard was doing double digits for goals and assists. Why are we having the handbrake on him? Why can't we put him further forward and actually force him to go back to where he was playing again and actually try scoring goals, taking shots from outside the box? I mean, this is a simple sport. You know, if you can't get it, if it's such a difficult situation to get a shot on goal, why don't you have your number 10 push further forward, take a shot from outside the box, put your laces through it, and try to force a rebound shot for one of the strikers to break into the box? I mean, it's simple shit that we're not doing. So for me, in the offensive side of the game, he's going to die on the hill with Odegaard. We know this already because he's not going to take him out because, as the doc said, it's in defiance of everybody else. And like Terrence said, why is a team, this is a question off of what Terrence said, and this is a question for all of us and the chat. Why is a team that spent £1 billion trying to replicate what the fuck Leicester City did with scoring goals? Why is that? Why is that even a conversation? Why is this even being looked at? Leicester was barely able to stay in the Premier League the previous season. Why are we trying to emulate a team that barely stayed in, that dodged relegation, that went on the wonder story to win? We should be blowing these teams out with $1 billion spent. So for me, at the end of the day, again, it's all on the manager. He's the one. He's the one that's holding this back. Again,
facts.
We talk about goals. Jesus scored 2 goals against Inter. Fantastic. Thank you. About time you finally did your job. It's amazing how we're praising people for doing their job that you're getting paid a shit ton of money for. The sad thing is, Gabriel Magalhaes still has more goals scored for Arsenal than Gabriel Jesus. So I don't even understand why we're giving him a starting job at this point. He's inconsistent. And furthermore, his best position is the left wing. So if we have a problem with the left wing, why isn't he fighting Martinelli or Trossard to start there instead of playing as the striker? I mean, I've never seen Gabriel Jesus put a goal in the way Gyökeres did against Inter. So why not put the proven goal scorer in the position to score goals and actually feed him? So at the end of the day, for me, it's all coming down to the manager is going to try to play this haram ball and try to disprove everybody. And you know what? If he does it, by all means, great, because I need to see this team win some fucking silverware. But if it doesn't, it's even more of an excuse to get rid of his ass. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I think the Inter result is a little bit deceiving. However, like I said, we need to win this game. We need to lay down a marker that we are winning the league. Otherwise, the longer we let these other teams come back in, the longer we just sit there, not taking the initiative the way we're supposed to, as a team that has spent $1 billion and is trying to win its first Premier League trophy in 20-odd fucking years, then the doubt is going to come further and further into our minds like it has the last 3 years. And it's plain and simple. So for me, I think we should be beating this Manchester United team 3-1, in my opinion. They should be going out and beating this team 3-1 because I don't care about Carrick. I could give 2 shits about him as a coach. Don't care. We need to go on and win. And that's plain and simple for me.
100%.
Facts, mate. Facts.
Manny, tell us a little bit about the Inter Milan game and then we get into the Man United game.
Yeah, I mean, let me just say right now that all 3 of our goals that we scored, I mean, maybe not so much the second, but all 3 of them were just wonderful, examples of how when you control the ball and also when you're sharp on the counter-attack, you can win. I think, our first goal from Jesus was a proper, example of how to attack really well and make sure you take the initiative. And then as far as counter-attacking goals are concerned, wonderful through pass from Martinelli, as was said, although it was a little bit fortunate that it, deflected off Saka and went to Gyökeres' path, but you still have to score. But in between, I think everyone sort of nailed it when they said that there were moments in the game where Inter were sort of on top of us. And we know that based on how they've played over the years and how they've always been as a team, they are on paper a better team than us, and I'm also not prepared to give Arteta too much credit for knowing that Odegaard would have been, cleaned up by Nicola Barella, as like Gianni said, and obviously Gianni's the Serie A expert, I would say. We needed to rotate, but this also proves that when you want to really make sure you take the initiative and have the attack and take the attack to the team, you can't play with Odegaard. And Eze in the 10, I thought he also more than did his part. And, the fact that Eze is not starting, and once again, Odegaard again starting, that really puts us more or less on the back foot, because now it means that Odegaard has to now get more involved in the game. And how he is going to play against Bruno Fernandes, who I think should be put back into his favoured attacking midfield position himself, that's really going to set the that's going to sort of set the tone for how the game will be played. I was happy with the scoreline against Inter. With the performance, there were some aspects as well that I didn't really like it. And on another day, they could have beaten us. And it's just as well that, we got the goals we needed. We've effectively secured top position, because there's no way that we will lose to Kairat. And even if we draw, I believe we still have a better head-to-head record than Bayern anyway. But, all I can say right now is that every single game is different. And I think the worst part is that you see a case here where Arteta seems to be only too willing to go back to his tried and trusted players and giving people more in terms of favourites. And look, every single manager is going to have his favourites. It's not rocket science. They always say that if you want to treat people the same, you've got to treat certain people differently, or whatever that may be. But if that player demands special treatment, then you do it. What has Odegaard done to demand that special treatment? What has he done to deserve being named captain of this team ahead of certain other players who really, deserve it a lot more? And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but there are so many other leaders in the team, captains without the armband, but Odegaard deserves it. He's the one who really, has the club in his heart. Rubbish. He ain't fit to lace the boots of Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira and several other great captains of yesteryear. And I just think that the worst part about this Inter Milan game is that we might end up going back into the same pattern of complacency that saw us lose or draw games that we shouldn't have been losing or drawing. And that, as I said, that puts us further behind the 8 ball. So it's important now that we stay on it. And as I speak, I think I mentioned in the private chat that Villa have scored a second goal. That is an impressive win for them if it stays that way.
Yep,
because
it is.
Because Newcastle have for long been Villa's bogey team, but it also shows that Villa are still in this title race. They are now 4 points behind us. So that means that we've got to make sure we go out and win today. And even if it's a 2-1 win, I don't care about statement wins either, because as I said, winning is the statement. Just doing what you have to do, getting the 3 points. It could very well be, a really jammy 2-1 win, which is why I went for that prediction. But the most important thing is that once we start to let complacency come back in and think, the world owes us the trophies or whatever, that is when we're going to be, we're going to have our jocks and our shorts pulled down once again. And we can't afford to do that. So, as Views has said, we've got to start with a 4-2-3-1, and the offshoot of that, the externality of that, is that with Odegaard playing in a more attacking role, he will be forced to come more into the game. When we play 4-3-3, it's turgid at best and diabolical at worst at times. And that's what really makes me angry. Ironically, when Jesus was the lone striker, when he just joined the club and we were playing the 4-2-3-1, that was when our football looked really good. But then he got that long injury. And so when you have the likes of Jesus and Gyökeres, who benefit greatly from being, lone strikers and main men, why do you try to nullify their influence by playing them in 4-3-3 formations? It just doesn't make any kind of sense whatsoever. The worst part about playing a 4-3-3 formation is that you also expect the wingers to come in and score. And I just read a stat on Twitter that now Noni Madueke has gone 365 calendar days without scoring a goal in the Premiership. And now there's a reason why I now call him Nono Madueke, because yes, he runs very well, but the man can't cross for toffee. He's no different from Adama Traore, for Pete's sake. And at least with Traore, you know.
He's gone West Ham.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And you just know that at least with Traore, you get bullish strength, and maybe he can probably bench press about 150 kilograms. That's 330 pounds for our friends on the other side of the Atlantic. But with Madueke, we're not seeing anywhere near enough end product, and now that's going to be another failure. And especially with Nwaneri scoring against Marseille on his debut, you know, you just have to wonder what the hell.
He was classy today. Roberto De Zerbi is going to get the best out of that kid. If you guys get a chance, go back and watch the Marseille highlights. Nwaneri was running the show yesterday.
Just cooking.
Yes, bro, his goal was from fucking midfield. I mean, like honestly, like, it was the same kind of run that we had seen Lewis Skelly do against Atletico Madrid. I mean, like it was a fantastic goal. And honestly, like those types of driving runs from midfield have been exactly what the squad has been missing for so long.
He was playing with freedom.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He wouldn't even be allowed to take that shot at Arsenal. He wouldn't be allowed to take that shot.
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys have chimed in, because we all agree that Ethan will be a big loss. And if we go on to lose this Premiership title because we don't have the drive and that oomph in midfield that we need, this decision will come back to bite us in the backside. And as for Marseille, this could also help them with their Ligue 1 campaign. I think there are rules which say that, I don't know if Nwaneri's played in the Champions League for us, so I don't think he can play for Marseille. So that might be a big loss.
He can play. He's not cup tied.
He's not cup tied because it's a loan.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, just like with Marco Asensio when he joined Villa from PSG. So,
correct.
Yeah, so I think Nwaneri will definitely aid Marseille's campaign, and we're going to look back on him and say, you know what, he really could have helped us. And to all of these, you know, acolytes, these Arteta backside lickers who say, we have to trust Arteta. Arteta knows best. We're going back to the Arsene knows best mentality, which cost us silverware for years and years and years on end. And all I can say, I'm going to have to shoot off now because I have to run an errand, is this. Those who fail to learn from their history are doomed to repeat it. And if we're served our humble pie, we need to shut our mouths and eat it. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
We got Manny.
Let the better team win. Let it be Arsenal 2-1.
So what's the prediction?
7 points ahead. I said it
2-1.
2-1, and I'm not wavering from that. Even if it's a stinky 2-1 win, I don't care. That's a statement in itself. Cheers, everyone.
Big up, man. Big up, Manny, man.
I just want to add on top of that, because here's the thing too now. Everybody saw that West Ham is now starting to gain life. Our next game is against Leeds. Yeah. These games against these bottom feeders now are going to get a lot trickier in this time. Where we can't be doing this bullshit. Exactly like what Terrence says. The first 10 minutes against Inter is how we need to start blitzing all these teams from now on to go and set the tone in these games, because these lower level games are going to get a lot tougher because now they're starting to fight for relegation.
Yep. Facts.
100%.
You want mid-table teams at the end of the season.
Yep.
100% facts. Thing is, let's move on to the Man United game, man. Let's move on. Listen, we got Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié. He got rushed back, by the way. Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, Jesus. I could have guessed the lineup. I wouldn't guess that Jesus would have played. I just don't understand it. Let's go to Man United. Man United's got Lems in goal, Dalot, Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, Maino, Casemiro, and Bruno in that midfield. Dorgo, Ahmad, and Mbeumo, bro. Listen to me. It's gonna be a battle in that midfield. Big up Khalid, big up Footy Bant and Tings. Big up Darren Martin as well. Big up the assembled. Big up to every one of you, bro. Make sure you like and subscribe to the team. You know, make sure you smash the likes up. Listen, it's gonna be a battle in that midfield today. And Aston Villa and Man City winning. They already put pressure on us. We need to win this game. I mean, for me personally, I feel like we need to win every game, but especially when these teams don't drop points. But yeah, man, it's going to be a tough game. I think Man United beat Man City, and you know they're in good spirits right now. They got rid of Amorim. I don't know how he survived that long. And everybody's trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to impress for the next manager to come. I feel like all the players are trying to impress, so that's a problem. Manager bounce. And it's just going to be a tough game. It's Man United at the end of the day, man. Doesn't matter where they are. It's still Man United. They even beat us in the FA Cup, 10 man down. You know what I'm saying? One man down, sorry. They
That was
beat us.
atrocious. That was absolutely abysmal.
Do you know what I'm saying? And we had Havertz up top. Now we've got Jesus. But listen, BBK, what are you telling me about this game, man? How are you feeling now? You seen the lineup.
Yeah,
And you could have guessed Man United's lineup too, innit?
yeah, I seen the lineup. I think we're airtight down the right hand side. I don't think Dorgu can get any change out of Timber. That's not my concern is.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Facts.
My concern is on the other side with Nketiah because I don't think he's fit, bro. Like you just said, he is rushed back. So I think that's a 60-minute on the hour mark playing sub. So that's one substitution window gone right there. I think you'll see Ben White come on and he switch up the whole. But I don't think Nketiah has 90 minutes in him, and he's over there with Ahmad. I think that's the weak link in our team right now. The midfield, we knew it. That means if we knew it was going to be this midfield, Carrick knew it was going to be this midfield, and he knows how to. Like the previous game, I stopped watching the game and I started to watch Odegaard. I started to watch him. I followed him all around, and he hides, bro. He hides. Like Gianni was saying, like that inter midfield would have eaten him alive. So I'm gonna watch him today and watch the pockets of spaces that he picks up because it's very easy to mark him out of a game because he is the spaces he picks up. They're so predictable, and if I can see it just watching the game, there's film not on this guy. He is on that right side. It's so predictable, and he slows our attack down. But I think we're kind of vulnerable down the left hand side, and that just means Declan's gonna have to do a whole lot of running and tracking back. Trossard doesn't have the speed to go up and down like Martinelli do. So if we press them and keep them in their own half, I think we have a chance if we move the ball quickly and all that stuff. I know the ball will stick to Jesus more than it stick to Gyökeres, but who is running off of him? You know. But right out, I'm fully believing that the handbrake is going to be on. Like Jambor said, if the handbrake is on.
Unfortunately.
You think we're going to be cautious, BBK? We're going to be cautious.
I think we're going to be cautious, and it's going to cost us. So yeah, I really don't think we win this game, man. I think it's a 1-1.
Oof.
Okay. Fair enough. Big up Nats, man. Big up Nats in the chat. Win or Lego Head needs to get potted, as he clearly can't handle the pressure. 100%, bro. 100%. Dr. Seymour.
Yeah, man.
You've seen the lineup now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling now after seeing the whole lineup and seeing Jesus up front?
Bro, honestly, like my prognosis is that I'm gonna have to take the rest of the day off. You know, I'm like I can't see any more patients today. I think we're gonna be closing up shop here at London Colney Renal Center just a little bit early today. I mean, like, so the one thing that I want to say about our squad is that like that midfield is atrocious. I mean, like Rice is not only holding up that midfield, but I mean, like he's probably one of the only players like in our squad that actually gives a damn, like really and truly, and you know, like and that type of passion, that type of fervor, and that type of intensity is something that honestly I haven't personally seen like since Fabregas, and when he was like captaining the squad. I still think that people are maybe giving Carrick a little bit of shit. I mean, I remember when he was doing some bits over at Middlesbrough. You know, he was not doing a bad job. And if there's one manager that I could see possibly like tapping into that old like Alex Ferguson, like energy, it could be Carrick. Like Kobe Minu, like had played, like the last match against City, he looked great, and he was also being heralded last season, perhaps, yeah, but was it last season, the season prior? But I mean, he's a talent, and I don't think that we really have the speed in midfield like to really counter that. I mean, we know how this manager plays. Like he plays very control football, and that's and we can see that in this. We can see that in the squad today. It is simply just a desire to control, to tire out the opponent, may put them to sleep when we know that the only people that are going to sleep are those watching the match. And it's long, especially when we have we have all the tools in our tool belt. It's just it's like working with like Timu Bob the Builder, who has like never done any type of like construction project in the past, and he's now building fucking Taipei 101. It's spooky. Yeah, I'm trying to be positive as well. I'm thinking a 2 or 3-1 victory, but You know, it's like shaking a magic 8 ball with this manager. You honestly really you just never know like what kind of result you're gonna get.
100%, man, 100%. Gianni, how are we feeling now? How are we feeling about the game?
I still think we should win this game. However, what I would say is, with seeing the lineup, I think this is the game, especially going based off of how United played against City. This would be the game I would want to see Rice and Zubamendi switch positions, to where Zubamendi should get pushed further up the pitch and Rice should sit back, because that counterattack with how they hit City in the last game, I'm a little worried about that they could do the same thing to us. And especially to like what Terrence said, Hincapié has been rushed back. Ahmad was balling out in the African Cup of Nations from what I saw from him, and I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that he might have a head full of steam and know to go after and attack him. So for me, I would like to see Rice and Zubamendi switch positions today, since we're going to be playing this 4-3-3. I'd like him to be the 6 to be able to sit back and protect the back line. I mean, in all honesty, that defense is shit. Let's all be honest here. Martinez is overrated. Maguire's dog shit. And Shaw, Luke Shaw, I don't think has played. Luke Shaw hasn't played a full season in what, 3 years with the amount of injuries he had? I don't even think we should need the fullbacks to be pushed up to be able to attack this defense properly, in my opinion.
But he was making TikTok reels. Yeah, he was making TikTok reels though.
For me, I think we should be having Timber and Hincapié sit back and don't even push up. Protect the back line. Let Rice be the 6. Let these guys go out and create some plays and be able to go and score. I think we should be blowing this team out, in my opinion. I still don't think that they're that good. However, the one thing that I also want to show, that I want to say in on this now, is now that he's been it's been announced that he's leaving at the end of the season, I do not want to be the first roadblock into the Manchester United going for 4th place now that Casemiro's announced that he's leaving the club at the end of the season. I do not want to see us be one of the teams that they get to pull off a victory or a draw with, that they can go and get top 4 because they want to go do it for Casemiro. Fuck that. We should be blowing this team out. So I'm going to predict a shaky 2-1. I want to see a 3 or 4-1 and just really take it to them. But with seeing this lineup, I think, like what Terrence said, it's the handbrake's going to be on. Hopefully, Owen Gonzalez comes up for us, gets us a goal if it's going to be difficult. But it's a little worrisome.
It is 100%. Jamboy, you're still wearing the shirt, so that's a good sign.
It's coming off after this stream, mate.
How are we feeling now? You've seen the lineup now.
I agree with everything Gianni just said. I mean, the problem is like he said, with the way United counter-attack and press, that means to me Arteta's going to have 10 men behind the ball to counter that, to stop it. And you're going to have Saka and Trossard way too deep. You're going to have Zubamendi, Odegaard and Rice too deep. We're not going to be able to counter them because of that. What I want to see is Hincapié and Timber playing as conventional left and right backs. Let them do the defending and allow Zubamendi to push forward, because I don't see him as a 6. I think he's pretty poor defensively. He's definitely an 8. He's not a 10, but he's definitely an 8. But he could push on into that 10 role as we're attacking. But if he don't, like I said, the handbrake's going to be on. It's going to be the same boring crap again. I can see it. He's going to be worried about their front line, their forward line, the 5 or 6 players they've got. Don't forget Cunha's on the bench as well to come on. It is pretty good. It is pretty good. It's better than ours, I think. But their defence can be got at, and we need to take advantage of their defence, and by that you need to be attacking them. And I just don't see him doing that. I think he's going to have 10 men behind the ball when they've got the ball, and we're not going to be able to break quickly. It's going to be slow, methodical, boring, predictable, same old stuff again. And I see this being a draw. I just think that we'll both cancel each other out. I don't see us dominating this game. And our midfield is going to get absolutely bullied. And it's not because of Rice, by the way. He's in there on his own, basically. He's in there on his own. He can't do it all on his own. You know, so like I'm looking at the two teams. I'm quite happy with the team he's picked because I didn't want to see Timber at left back. But at the same time, I think Hincapié has probably come back too early. MLS had quite a decent game against Inter Milan, considering it's away in the San Siro. So if it works for Jesus to have scored 2 goals and done all right, and he can start this game, why can't MLS? I probably would have gone with him because I wouldn't have risked Hincapié or Calafiori, who have just come back. Odegaard wouldn't be playing. Eze would be playing. I would have gone Jesus on the left, Gyökeres up front, and Saka or Madueke, whoever, because they've both been shit and all. So either one of them on the right wouldn't have mattered. Probably would have gone Saka. But yeah, I just see this as a defensive-minded lineup to not lose. And I think that's what will happen. I think it'll be a draw. 1-1.
It's just baffling because he's seen, like, Arteta knows that what Manchester City won, so you already know that Manchester City have already won, and then you knew that Aston Villa are up 1-0. So I don't understand how you can put a lineup like this, and you know the power that they have in Maino, Casemiro, and Bruno. You've seen what those three can do. That's the thing about Bruno. Bruno used to play more deeper. He used to play where they play like a Casemiro and Bruno doesn't function there. Bruno always likes the Arsenal game. Let's be real.
Bruno's nowhere near as good defensively.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Nowhere near.
Attacking, he can cause, he can cause problems. And you know that Maino's got that tech on him. We all know Maino's a baller. Let's be real. It's just that he wasn't played in the right position. And he wasn't played as much as enough. You've got Casemiro that's going up against a Zubimendi or an Odegaard. That's easy work for him. Even if he's 40 years old, he's easy work for him. I know he's not 40, but it's easy work for him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we've got Dogu is gonna put that. But like BBK said, I know that Timber. With Timber, it's always sealed. Pardon me. And then you've got Ahmed against the Hincapié. You know what Ahmed can do. In Buemo, you give him one chance, it's a big problem. Like, we're going against players like, I know Man United are where they are, but these are still good players, bro. Like, these are players, international players as well. Like, they play for their country as well. Like, it's not like you're not going against some meaty Burnley team, bro. This is Man United. The thing is that with Trossard and Saka, they both want ball to feet. You've got another one of a player that wants ball to feet. So you've got Jesus bumping into Odegaard in that number 10. And then you've got a whole Zubimendi. You know how it is when he gets pressed. And you've got just Rice running around like a headless chicken, running around. That's the thing. With our defense, I like our defense. I'll be real.
The thing is, if we do push some of our midfielders forward, instead of being too cautious, it means their players will have to defend and go back. You know what I mean? You have to attack.
See, that's the thing, yeah? Mafia Boss said something that I agree with. I have no problem playing Jesus starting because he is a good player. The problem isn't him being a good player. I think all of us here in the panel can agree that Gabriel Jesus is a good player.
Yeah,
he's in that number 9 to be that guy that will finish the chances or take the chances or be that guy that will get us over the line, because
he's not prolific. He's not prolific enough.
AG game, right? You're not going to get a lot of chances. This is like a one chance. You're a striker. You're only going to get one chance. You either score it or we're done. You know what I'm saying? Especially, well, we're not done because we've got the set pieces, but you know what I mean. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not going to create that much.
At the same time, Rashid, the problem is this. If Gabriel Jesus is that good of a player, why did Manchester City let him go? And on top of that, why did he never play in the striker role for any of the big games or the trophies that Manchester City won? Gabriel Jesus' best position is out on the wing. We saw that with Pep. So why are we trying? Again, this is like what Doc and Manny and everybody's been saying about the definition of insanity, is trying to do the same thing over again. The fact of the matter is, he can be a good player. He better suits us out on the wing. If you're going to drop Gyökeres, and I've been beating the drum on this for weeks now, if you're going to drop Gyökeres, the only person who deserves to get into the striker role is Trossard.
Trossard
is the best finisher that we have that's not named Gyökeres. And we've seen it in the past. The closest that we came to winning the league was the season we bottled the 8-point lead. And guess who was the striker? It was Trossard. Guess who took his position and got rushed back? Jesus. And that's when we went on that 1 win in 7 games. So I'm sorry. Jesus, just off of that, does not deserve to be the striker for this team anymore. I'm sorry. Hell, I'd rather give Martinelli the option of being the striker again for this team over Gabriel Jesus. All the goals Martinelli has scored from us has majority come through
in the middle.
So Jesus, for me, it doesn't matter if he scored 2 goals against Inter Milan. Cool. Your best position is the wing. All the trophies that he racked up with Manchester City was not the striker. He was the winger. So in that case, that's where I would like to see Jesus go back to, is the left wing. Because again, he's going to create. We all know Jesus can dribble. We all know Jesus can dribble. He's got that low gravity where he's difficult to get off the ball when he feels the need to go and dribble. The problem is, at the end of the day, is Jesus is not that type of a finisher. We all know this. So again, for me, he could start, but not as a striker. Like the doc said, we're trying to do the same thing for 3 years that hasn't worked. That's the definition of insanity. No need for that bullshit.
No, 100%. The Sembo said, remember, Jesus got injured tackling back in our box. This is why he was chosen, not that he is a better striker.
Because of his defensive attributes.
I mean, let's go through this. Let's go through this real quick. BBK, do you think that is the reason why Jesus has been chosen today?
That's part of it. I mean, part of it. This could just be part of his grand plan all along. Is just to phase out Gyökeres. You know, just like and it's not that Gyökeres hasn't made it easy. Gyökeres has pretty much made it not as difficult.
It's like Eze. It's like the Eze thing where he comes in.
Yeah, but I think he wants to do the hold up play thing. You know, when you're in a jam and you're feeling pressure, you kind of do what works for you or what's comfortable. But you know, it's weird to me because when Manny was here, when he said he's going to go back to his tried and proven favorites. But it hasn't been tried and proven because we've failed every time. So it hasn't worked. So that's the disconnect between Mikel and I. The fact that Havertz is at the football club is because Jesus wasn't good enough. Like Havertz.
Taron as well.
The fact that Gyökeres is at the club.
Yeah. You just said it. Arteta doesn't like playing outside his comfort zone. Absolutely nailed it. That is it there, right there in a nutshell.
Yeah. So, you know, like part of me wants to believe that Arteta just maybe he just wants to get this one over the line, like shithouse this title to make himself a champion, and then next year maybe he was confident enough to defend it, because there is no way you can defend or retain the Premier League title doing this. Like you can't. Like, there's only so long that Chelsea and United are going to have their heads up their asses, and City are going to give us 4 draws and a loss, and Liverpool are going to give us 4 draws and a loss. So maybe he just wants to shit out this one to become a champion, and then next year he believes that the players will have enough confidence to execute some other plan that he has. But right now, bro, it's like 12 games. Like 12. You win 12 games, I think we win the Premier League. I think 12 more is enough, right? So that's however we get them from this point on, because it's clear that the football isn't going to change. But we're of the belief that if the football does change, it gives us a better chance of beating Man United and beating Leeds and getting these 12 wins that we need. But he doesn't see it that way. And that's why we will forever be, until he actually does it, be completely Arteta out.
100%. Doctor, why do you think this patient, this madman, has played Jesus instead of Gyökeres?
Oh, it is the same exact reason why Odegaard continues to start, despite being absolutely dog water 9 times out of 10 matches that he plays. It's the same reason. It's the same reason why he was, getting absolutely. I mean, like this man has such a hard on for getting 29 back into the squad. At the end of the day, like Victim Gyökeres is just not one of his children. So he'll take every opportunity.
He's the middle child. He's the middle child.
Yeah, he's the black sheep of the family, like the redhead child.
He's the stepson.
He's the stepson.
So, I mean, but again, what's so damning and unfortunate is that he is making these decisions for players that have proven time and again to not be good enough, and it's being done at our expense by by virtue of not getting over the line. We all know that this manager should have been sacked years ago, let alone never having been given the position to begin with. We know that this would not be happening at any other club for such a longevity of time. We also know that, you know, I mean, I'm the first one to say, like, I don't think Mikel will manage at another club after this. Simply by default, that he would not want to dismantle the facade and narrative that he is such a brilliant manager. Because we know that if he were to go to a Barcelona or a Real Madrid, he wouldn't even last 6 months there, because they would run him out of town so fucking fast. They would even like revoke his citizenship. So I mean, like, so
send him back.
Yeah, that's right. Bring him back to England. That's right. I mean, like, so I mean. So this, I mean, like, so unfortunately, you know, like, he has been very earnest bringing back Jesus back, because, you know, as we know, like, Jesus and Zinchenko, for that matter, they were very close with Arteta, like, from their time at City, and for what, and you know, like, we don't know what kind of internal or intimate relationships that they have off the pitch, but we cannot. It is so clear as day that, you know, that this manager has a very select group of favorites, a central core, if you will. However, that central core is shit. It is not good enough. I mean, like, you know, I mean, like, rather, as you know, like, we hear contrasts about this team to those 20 years ago, like, to those rather to title winning teams, for that matter. I mean, like, you don't even have to go back as far as 2007, 2008 just to see that by default. Like there are squads in the past within the Emirates era that would be beating this squad 9 times out of 10, just because they had a greater balance, and also they had a better manager at the helm. So I mean, you know, again, like, all I want to be seen is proven wrong. I would love to. So personally, I've been saying it, like, in multiple chats. Like, I would love to see Jesus in a 4-4-2. I mean, like, if we were to be continuing the same position, if we were to be continuing the same formation that we're utilizing, I'd be benching Odegaard for Jesus and play Jesus in that 10 role, just because like he is very technically gifted. Like, he knows how to pick out a pass. But he's not a good finisher. I mean, like, he is more of a, like, very classic
number 10
striker. Correct. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, so I would love to see, like, a 4-4-2. I mean, like, but I would much prefer Jesus, like, being in that role, and, you know, but I mean, I'm still low key vexed about Ethan Smith Rowe. I'm so low key vexed about Emil Smith Rowe. You know, I mean, I still can't really forgive, like, how this club have been treating our youth. You know, that have been time and again proving this manager's talent and transfer activity to be completely wastes. I mean, I think it's probably worth mentioning that, you know, probably one reason why, like, Lewis Skelly has been sent to a farm in upstate New York is simply because, like, this manager has spent so much money on that position itself, and it's a bit damning to realize that, you know, like, that a potential answer was already in the academy. Like, we could have saved a good 100 million pounds or so, like, just on that position alone. Same with Ethan. You know, same with Dowman as well. I mean, unfortunately, like, these youth players have been proving Mikel's talent ID to be absolute dog water, and to be untrustworthy. So, you know, I mean, I'm fucking yapping, and the match is about to start. So I mean, I just need to see this dub. You know, I mean, like, but, you know, as I said, like, we need to see consistent play over consecutive games. The only type of performance that has been consistent this season have
Champions
been
League.
dropping points in matches where we should not be dropping points.
Right. Facts, 100%. Listen, people, we need to go right now. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for the game.
My
Big up
arse
to the
is killing
panel,
me in
man.
this chair.
Listen, big up BBK. Big up Dr. Seymour. Big up. I'm seeing Jambo doing this. He's doing this. Oh, shit.
I'm in agony.
Oh shit.
mate,
When's
sitting
Rashid
on this
gonna
hot
fucking wrap
piece of
this up? When's Rashid gonna wrap this up, bro? Hey, big up Dr. Seymour.
You know,
yeah.
You know, Jambo would be like, you know, like, my neck, my back, Arsenal got me doing crack. You know what I mean?
My neck, my back.
Hey.
Big up G Honey. And big up Jamboy, bro. Every
big
time.
up
Big up
everyone.
the chat as well, man. They've
Big up the
been
chat.
with us since the start. I'm saying 1 hour and a half. Big up to every one of you. Listen, we're gonna redirect to Lee. You know what I'm saying? Watch a little bit of Lee Ola Matty. So yeah, man. Rashidville on the way. Thank you for being here, chat.
Big up.
Thank
So
you very
win.
much.
Come on.
Like and subscribe to the team, and we're out. Come
Big
on, you
up,
Gunners,
people.
right?
Come on,
Take care.